how to write your testimony. Hey there, it's Brian from Hope Writers, and in this video I'm going to walk you through a really simple framework to help you write your testimony. And I'm actually at the cabin up in Canada right now because I've been thinking a lot about legacy and about story and what your story could look like. And so if you've struggled to figure out how to write and tell your story, then this is for you. There's a framework that Paul teaches in Romans 5, 3 through 5. Rejoice in your suffering, because suffering produces endurance. Endurance produces character. Character produces hope, and hope doesn't disappoint. That's your 4-part framework for writing your testimony. Start with the suffering. What's something that you struggled through? Somewhere that you fell behind, you fell left out, you failed in some way, and it's part of life. And I'll actually walk you through a little framework to help you figure out what that suffering is. But you might already have an idea of what is the suffering that I went through. Where was there some sort of a letdown, some sort of I felt isolated, I failed, or there was an ending that I didn't expect. So what is the problem, right? You start with the problem. Here's the problem that I faced in my life. And then once you clearly identify that, then what are the steps you took when you hit that wall? Oh, I was living my life, things were going great, and all of a sudden, boom, I hit this wall. Well, how did you climb the wall? How did you go around the wall? How did you dig under the wall? What were the steps you took? That was the endurance. Suffering leads to endurance. So what's the endurance that you built, the steps that you took? If you think about endurance, it's almost like a marathon, right? An endurance race is a marathon, 26.2 miles. So step by step by step means you're building muscles, you're putting in the work, you're putting in the miles, you're putting in the reps. That's the life that you were living, trusting in God, showing up to Bible study, going to counseling, asking for help. Like, how did you grow as a person after dealing with the suffering? So that's the second part of your story. Start with the suffering, then the endurance. What are the steps you took? What are the mindset shifts you made, the beliefs that you adopted, the help that you got? Okay, number 3 is the character. Now, the character is who you became as a result of the endurance which happened as a result of the suffering. It's the character you are now, because the life you're living right now, believe it or not, is a dream that you once had. The life you're living right now is a dream that you once had. It might not feel like true, but think about where you were 3 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, when you were in the suffering. The life you're living right now, it's a miracle compared to where you were. And that's the character. And that character produces hope, because the hope is when you share it with somebody else needs to know that what they're going through right now, you've already been through. The suffering that they're going through right now, you can say to them, there's hope, friend. There's hope. Look at my character. The character that developed because of the endurance, because of the suffering. That's why we rejoice in the suffering. Your testimony starts with the suffering. Okay, a couple of frameworks to kind of back up and help you really make this happen and get this written down. So first of all, what is the suffering that you talk about? It's life. L.I.F.E. Letdowns, isolations, failures, and endings. So where in your life have you experienced suffering? Well, the first one would be letdowns. Where do you feel like you were let down? You had some expectation of someone else and they did not meet that expectation. I know that's happened to me a lot, and I'm sure it's happened to you as well. So letdowns, okay? So make a list of areas in your life where you've been let down. That's some of the suffering you could write about. Now just pick one for your testimony, one for if you're gonna write an article or a chapter in a book, start with just one of those letdowns. Don't say, 5 different ways I was let down, but just like one place, one way you were let down. Okay, you got some ideas, right? If you're struggling with the letdowns, maybe look at isolation. Where were you isolated in your life? Where did you feel alone, abandoned, discouraged, like you had to face this by yourself? That's where there's isolation. That's a hard one, but I'm sure that you can think of something if you really dig deep. Okay, then you have failure. Now, the first two are about other people. This third one is about you. And I can make a long list of ways that I've failed in my life. So where have you failed? Where have you let yourself down? Where have you caused the isolation? Where's that failure been a result of something that you've done? So that's the F in life, is the failure. And believe it or not, that's the most vulnerable, most transparent, but also I think the most transformative. Is when you're honest about where you personally have failed. Some of the best testimonies come from, I'm the problem. I created this problem, but the Lord brought me through it, which we'll get to in a minute. Okay, so that's L.I.F.E. E is the ending. This is when something unexpectedly stopped. So maybe it's a job, a career, a relationship, even someone's life, someone passing away. This would be part of the ending part of life, L.I.F.E, the ending. So where has there been an ending in your life that felt like suffering? And we've all had that. Somebody that we counted on, it ended. A job ended. An opportunity ended. A membership ended. A relationship ended. An association ended. Oh, there's so much suffering there. Okay. But there's also hope. So write those down, L.I.F.E. Make a list. And what you'll find is that you have more than one story. Your testimony is a collection of multiple testimonies. Always start with one, get it written down, but then you can always share another one, okay? So that's the life framework. Now, let's get to the hope part. So as you write your testimony, suffering leads to endurance, endurance leads to character, character leads to hope. How do you share your hope? H.O.P.E. Hope is helpful. So you're not writing in a way to put somebody else down, but you're writing in a way to give somebody else help and hope. So helpful, number one. Number two, optimistic. Optimistic means forward-looking, means positive. Life is full of a lot of negative things. Let's look at the opportunity, okay? P would be personal, which is your story. Yes, you can share your story. You might want to anonymize the details when you're talking about somebody else, but you have a story that you can share because it's your story. And sometimes those details of your life are exactly what somebody needed to hear to say, whoa, we can relate. If she's been through it and I'm going through it, maybe I can get through it because she's been through it. So that's the P in hope, is personal. And finally, the E. The E, my favorite part, is equipping. Your testimony equips someone else to live their story. Your testimony is helpful, optimistic, personal, and equipping. You're telling them how you did it so they can do it too. That's part of the endurance. Here's what I did so you can do it too. So I hope this encourages you. Now it's time for you to write, to share the reason for the hope that you have, as it says in 1 Peter 3:15. I hope this encourages you. And if this helped you, just leave a comment, let me know, because I believe that you have a story to share. Now it's time to write it down.